Hello, this is Anna and welcome back to my channel, Cottage on Oak. Today I have a few recipes to share with you as well as an Azure haul. So to start us off, I wanted to share with you my einkorn hot dog bun recipe. I have used this recipe for hamburger buns as well as dinner rolls, and today I decided to use it for some hot dog buns. So this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of warm water, 1/3 cup of oil, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon salt, 3½ cups of flour. I used einkorn flour. You mix all that together, and then for the topping at the end you need 1 egg and some sesame seeds. So you have to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And once you mix your dough together, you cut it into 8 balls, or in my case, I did hot dog bun length. And you let it rise for 10 minutes, and then you can brush it with the egg mixture at the end, and you sprinkle your sesame seeds on top if you have some. On this day, I did not have any, so I just skipped the sesame seeds altogether. Also, I sometimes will add in 2 tablespoons of organic cane sugar into my dough mixture. Today I did not. Most of the time I do not, but sometimes I feel a little extra and so I throw that in. But this day I did not, and it still turns out just fine. I could have made these hot dog buns a lot smaller, and so if you are going to try this recipe for hot dog buns, you can definitely make them smaller than I did. I could have probably doubled this batch. And another thing to remember is that when using einkorn, since it does have a lower gluten content, your dough will be a little bit more crumbly than a normal dough. But I am personally okay with that. So when you're done laying out your dough, remember to let the dough rise for 10 minutes. When that's over, you can brush your egg mixture straight on top. I did not have a brush, so I just take my spoon and kind of spoon some out on the dough and rub it around. You need to let them bake for 8 to 12 minutes. I think I personally did 12 minutes on this day because the buns were so large. And this recipe is so quick. I did this within an hour, which is amazing when you are dealing with trying to bake bread. Notice the golden top. That is created by the egg mixture that you put on top. Without that, you won't have that nice golden crusty top. I just wanted you to see the inside of this bread. It is so soft. It is so yummy. My kids love this bread, and you can make it without sugar, and it's so versatile as well. You can even use this recipe as a sandwich hoagie bread. So I made these hot dog buns for church. We were roasting some hot dogs at a church member's house after church Sunday night. And so now I'm just packing up the basket with the chips, kids' juice, some carrot sticks, some hot dogs, and then the buns right on top so they don't get smushed. So let me know down below if you try this recipe for buns or rolls or anything. And let me know what you think down below in the comments. Okay, here is our Azure haul. I believe we spent a little over $400. So first we got this box of Sierra Jack Hatch chili. I love these because I can freeze the box in my deep freeze, and I can keep like 1 or 2 in the fridge. And then if I ever want to gift something to somebody, I can just pull one out. It's already wrapped, and I can gift it that way. Next, I got some Epsom salt, 2 heads of cabbage, a huge thing of coconut oil. I actually dropped mine the other day, and I had to throw it away because the glass got all in the coconut oil. So this is heavy, and I now have to carry it with 2 hands. I got some sauerkraut, some castor oil. This is 8 ounces. This is in a glass bottle. I think if you go bigger, it turns into a plastic bottle. I like the glass, so I keep it 8 ounces. Here I have my soap bar. The scent is vanilla bean. I got a pack of 3. I love these. They last a long time. Some vanilla extract. This is also 8 ounces, glass bottle. Up here I have a huge bag of organic cane sugar, and then right next to it, a huge bag of baking soda. Y'all know I use baking soda to wash my clothes, put it in my kids' bathtub sometimes, all kinds of stuff. So this is like my second or third bag of baking soda like this big. Next, I got a huge bag of einkorn. Let's see, what is this? This one was expensive. It's 10 pounds. I think this was $40 or something like that. But I love my einkorn. Next, I got this einkorn whole wheat fusilli noodles to try and make some... I saw this video where they use these to make the Taco Bell cinnamon sugar twists that they use. So I'm going to try to do that just for fun. A pack of beeswax candles. I love to have these on hand so I can gift them to people, things like that. And then I also got some tea tree oil spray. It says for sunburns, insect bites, minor scrapes, things like that, so this will come in handy. And then I got some wheat berries. They were out of einkorn wheat berries, so I had to get soft white wheat. And then next to that I got some beef gelatin back here because there are some recipes that keep calling for this and I don't have it, so I finally bought some. And then I got this big box of apples. Sometimes I've ordered apples and they weren't the best looking, but this batch looks really nice. My kids have already been in the apples. They're eating them now. They look so good. And I think this was around 20 something bucks, and it's this layer and it has another layer underneath of apples. So that's a good price for that many apples. I find that Azure can be expensive if you don't buy in bulk. So that's why I buy the bulk apples, the bulk cheese, the bulk baking soda, cane sugar, the huge bag of einkorn flour, things like that. And then like I buy the 3 because it's cheaper to buy a pack of 3 and it'll last me longer than it is to just buy one at a time. To afford this, because it is expensive, I will skip a week, or I'll try to push our grocery week that we usually do from Walmart. I'll usually skip a week or push it a week and a half, so that way we can buy our Azure order. Another recipe I wanted to share with you is my homemade ranch. I call this keto ranch, even though most ranches are keto anyways. But my husband does keto, and we like to have some homemade ranch at home on hand. So to start off, I use a wide mouth large ball jar. I like the Ball brand because they don't break as easily as the other brands do. And I filled it halfway with cottage cheese. And then for seasonings, I'm sprinkling in some garlic salt with parsley, some dill weed. You need lots of dill weed in this recipe. I decided today to add a little bit of chipotle chili pepper. You don't have to. It did make this a little spicy, but it was just a little fun. Onion powder. I added too much onion powder to this recipe, so don't add too much onion powder. It will overpower the ranch. Next, I added in some extra parsley flakes. Even though there are some in the garlic salt, I still needed a little extra. And then you can stick your immersion blender straight down into the wide mouth ball jar. This will not fit in a regular ball jar lid. You need the wide mouth. I like to do this in the wide mouth ball jar because when you're done, you can just stick the lid on it and pop it in the fridge. And I love having this on hand for some carrots to dip into. It's so healthy. It gets you in some extra protein, and all of that is great. For a creamier consistency, you can add whipping cream, but I did not have any on hand. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time here at Cottage on Oak.